A well overfloweth its banks, and changes course away, away from this island fort, towards a new world, taking with her gods and dreams and men and women. We cross the Atlantic in many ways. We swim or we sink. This is a piece about oceans and seas, traversed fatally. The Fons Americanus is an allegory of the Black Atlantic and really all global waters which disastrously connect Africa to America, Europe, and economic prosperity. My name is Kara Walker. I'm an artist. I'm really interested in making work that explores the power struggles and history and the mythologies that inform the way we perceive ourselves and the way we perceive others, particularly around race or gender. I'm interested in grand themes and small human frailties, the macro and the micro. Well, I first saw the Victoria Memorial at Buckingham Palace on the way to the airport. I saw the monument. I took some quick snapshots, moving snapshots out of the window of the taxi, and then forgot about it promptly. as one does with monuments and memorials. I think that there's this very peculiar quality that they have of being completely invisible. The larger they are, in fact, the more they sink into the background. I'm not an actual historian, I'm an unreliable narrator. I sort of let characters or caricatures sort of emerge. Sometimes they are culled straight from pop culture, looking at the types of depictions of blackness or of slavery as they have emerged, specifically in the 19th century, moving through the 20th century, and changed somewhat over time. There's this kernel of experience that can never quite be told in art, and I'm always fascinated by this, these I guess, paradoxes and problems. Although slavery didn't exist on these shores, England was the beneficiary of the slave trade and its products. And so you have this kind of institution that spans many hundreds of years, and everybody's implicated in it. I wondered how to return the gift of having come to be through the mechanics of finance, exploitation, murder, rape, death, ecological destruction, co-optation, coercion, love, seafaring feats, bravery, slavery, loss, injustice, excess, cruelty, tenacity, submission, and progress, conceived in the U.S. to live in this time and place with this opportunity, this ability. So I was working in a different way than I normally work, although there's some common threads. I do tend to do a bit of writing beforehand just to figure out where my head is. It took a while before I had a concept, but the concept, when it came sort of flooding, let's say, quite literally flooding out of me, so that it got very large and fluid and funny. So I made these small clay models every day, marveling at the characters and caricatures who emerged. From there, I scanned the figures and forms and worked with digital imaging, inserting them into a digital mock-up of the Turbine Hall space and changing and arranging things as needed. And it's very strange, really, to go from like the thumbprint to the digitized version to sort of back to this machine and then back to our hands again. I think that with this piece, I really wanted to make sure that my hand was still present in it, that it wasn't something that was just, easily machined and shipped off and booted into the Turbine Hall. The Turbine Hall Commission functions as a one-person version of the 19th century World's Exposition. The World's Fair was a public entertainment exploiting the wealth and bounty of rich nations, often literally carried on the backs of its colonized subjects. As a one-woman World's Fair, I have created a space for reflection, joy even, amid the miasma of conflicts, racial, economic, and cultural, which still lodge themselves in our collective gullet, thanks to the rise of white nationalism, xenophobia, fundamentalist violence, and a poisonous populism which has everyone mouthing off thoughtlessly at once.